Greetings. Good night, everyone. Let me see. Make sure I get the time right. 7:46. So we're still on island time. Supposing to have start 7:30. But as you know, we live on an island and sometimes that's just the way it goes. First of all, I want to give thanks for life. A little beyond half a century ago, I came into this world. So with that, life, you know, life is the most precious thing you got. So I want to give thanks for life. And, excuse me? Well, that would be up to you, I mean. Yeah. With that being said, welcome to We Culture. It's the 11th edition, and we are here standing by a historical and a monument building, Nicholas Store, and with a restaurant, Mundi Cafe. Now, with that being said, let me ask you guys a question. And before, let me set it up. You know, our parents and grandparents used to tell us, I think, and then we'll do it show of hands, let's see who all. Go to school, get an education, a good one, and then you can get a good job. Who all, some way or the other, got that kind of advice? All right, so we've been doing that for generations after generations. And come around to people, some of us in my age group that I've been talking to as friends and acquaintances, we started a revolution, if you will, in the sense of telling our kids a little bit different. Not that our foreparents' advice wasn't good, but if you keep doing the same thing, you would keep continuing the same plantation lifestyle. You go to school, you get an education, you work, and maybe you're happy at what you do. You stuck to it for 40 years, and then you go home, and the cycle continues. So, let me ask, how much of you have kids and probably tell your kids, go to school, get an education, come back to your community, and create the jobs? By show of hands. Not much. Well, that is something I tell my kids. You know, and if more people, more of us do that, St. Nicholas would probably look different. Because we have 60%, from what I have been told, of our 60% of the people who work in town come from St. Nicholas. Take that drive every day and go down the road and walk for X amount of time, years in, year out. And, you know, so let's start the revolution. Tell the grandkids, very good, go to school, work hard, find something you love, and do it. Go back in your community, expand it. All right? And that is why I set up that to commend this family here who started out from an entrepreneurship, a young man. TJ went out for a while, but I don't know if his brother would come outside of it. But TJ isn't in the building. Can you come out a minute to represent the family? As a young man who took the initiative to actually go into business for himself and having his brother, his grandmother, his mom, dad, everyone, you know, just supporting him. So I hope St. Nicholas would support Mundi Health Cafe. All right, one love, strength, and continuing prosperity with the business, you know? Yeah, so We Culture is a couple of people coming together and hoping to do something in the community to try and be maybe the one sticker match in the box, some kind of a catalyst to hopefully change our community if it's one person at a time. And I think it was the 8th edition, we showed a documentary called Fed Up. And was based on what I consider to be the worst drug, sugar, and the addictiveness of sugar and how sugar is being pushed on us in so many different ways. And I had a client who came by, and his kid was in the car, and she said, "Daddy, that's the man who showed the documentary." And he like, what documentary? The one I went to see with my friends, which talk about sugar and how sugar is, you know? And that was one of the best part in the 11 months that we have been doing this. The satisfaction to know that at least one kid recognize what is going on in our community. Tonight, we're not going to have much song and dance because we're showing a documentary, and this documentary is long. It cannot be short. It has to be long. Because when I look at the Caribbean, I view the Caribbean as an extension of Africa. Villages, or like a tree, and we are on the edge of the tree, out in the branches and the flowers and so forth. So when I see Caribbean people, I see African people. And Haiti is supposed to represent the strength of the African people out here in the diaspora. So I hope you guys, afterwards, those who choose to, who stay, maybe we could have a little dialogue back and forth on what you got from it. And with that being said, let's get started. Have something to eat. It's my birthday. The bar is open in a Dutch style. All right. Support the business. All right, take care, enjoy your night. And at the end of this documentary, we'll have a little discussion. We'll go back and forth and see what we learn. Thank you. One love.
There's nothing that happens after the Haitian Revolution and our fight for freedom across the Caribbean and North and South America that wasn't influenced by the Haitian Revolution.
The African people on the island fought all the largest armies of the world at the time and won over each one of them. Whooped the Spaniards, beat up the French, knocked down the British.
The Haitians have a pride about them. Their revolution is the most important thing to them. The first thing they instill in you is that you are the first Black Republic.
1804 becomes important because it's the date at which the implementation of the dream of real revolution and real equality and new nation status and the ability to defend your new nation is manifest.
When you look at modern historians, when they talk about victories that Europeans had over non-white people, they always frame the narrative as victories. But when African people rise up and fight off their European oppressors, they frame the narrative as a massacre.
Africans everywhere that were enslaved resisted it. Haiti becomes significant because it was the first time in human history that an enslaved population actually overthrew their oppressors.
The Haitian Revolution, though, was the most organized, the most large scale, the most impressive in terms of structure and complication from the very beginning.
Haiti made more money for France than all 13 colonies.
The Haitian Revolution was very influential, particularly amongst Africans. It was seen as an inspiration for Africans in this hemisphere, just as it was seen as a horror by those who held slavery here.
There is a concept that we must defeat Haiti. We must ground them into the ground. We can never let them rise. They are an example of Black power. They are an example of what happens when people who are oppressed decide to stop being oppressed.